What's up guys, welcome to today's video. It's a beautiful sunny day in Ireland. We don't get many of them, and it is a good day because the S14 is on the trailer and we are bringing it down to our friend Dan Moorehead at Moorehead Motors, who is going to be giving it a full check over and getting it through the national road test to make it road legal for the summer. While we're down there, he's got a ton of import cars that he's just got fresh off the boat, and he says we can have a look at them and maybe even drive some, which is really exciting. Also on this episode, our trusty Skoda Octavia is also sold to Dan Moorehead, and Adam has a brand new car coming on the channel. You'll see it in a future episode, but we've got all that to do today. It's gonna be an exciting one. Sun's shining, cars are gonna be awesome. Let's get into it. Right, so we're here and the S14 has arrived safely. Well done, Craig.
We got it here.
We got it here in one piece.
Pretty much a car show now. He's lined up.
We've made a little car show for ourselves here because this is what you guys want to see. Hidden gems.
Hidden gems.
Scattered amongst the countryside. This is the middle of the countryside in Ireland. Our friend Dan, who owns Moorehead Motors, he imports a lot of cool cars. We just thought we'd kind of have a little wander around. Not only talk about what cars you can buy, sort of import at this stage, but also the prices, how much they are, that kind of stuff.
People love the prices.
So this one, not for sale. A lot of headaches. This one is not for sale. So Dan, the reason it's here is Dan is going to get this through an NCT. So he's a bit of a wizard at getting the old cars through the national car test, which is like an MOT in the UK, or I'm not sure what it is in every other country, but little things like indicators and lights and wipers and stuff like that. So Wayne's obviously working on a lot of the drift car stuff. So Dan's a little bit more expertise in getting the cars through the test. So we dropped the car down. We should get it back in like a week or two, and hopefully we're moving everything into the brand new HQ, and this car will be road ready to go.
We also said we're driving this car back. This ain't getting trailered.
Nope, this is driving back, 100% done. Everything's a little leak in the airbag system, as you can see. It's going down a little bit.
It's a bit lower that side than that side.
There's a little few areas you just need to tidy up, but we just didn't get a chance to do it. So we're trying to split the jobs here because we have a lot to get done in.
There's a lot of jobs.
Yeah. So the Datsun is currently at Motorsport 56. The S14 is here. The Verosa is at Ryan and Vital Fabrication. So there's a lot going on. And the Darren still has the S15, but all of that will come together at some point. So what we're going to do is look at some of the other cars that Dan has here for sale at the minute, and it's really funny because Craig, which we'll show in a future episode, has a very fancy PS13. We'll insert that here.
It's got a few teething issues at the moment, so we can't give it a proper review until the teething issues are done, and it's driving you insane.
I come to all these places and then like all my little issues, I'm asking the lads and everyone's saying this, and it's like I know it's just
bit by bit.
Just cars.
Cars are cars. We came here to look at working cars and get that out of our mind. So what I like about this is we got some, like, all the varying degrees. So you guys know I'm a big PS13 fan, right?
Really?
Big PS13 fan. I've gone a little bit overboard on mine, but there's, I would call it 3 stages of PS13 here in the one garage, which I really want to talk about. Starting with a completely stock car.
This one's from looking at Dan's stuff he posts up, this is a fresh import. This is literally as it came off the boat.
As it came from off the boat. Didn't have a child seat, I presume that stands. But
there is a child seat in there.
But this is like, I would say, because we've been importing cars in Ireland for 20 years and then the US and everywhere else, you're not getting the best amazing cars anymore because they've all been sold. What you're getting is good, clean examples that need a little bit of work, which is like this. So this car needs a paint job because it's black, and it's obviously, this is a lot of cars depending on where they are in Japan.
Well, you just sat outside for ages.
Well, you've got two options. You can go for the ones that are in the wetter climates, closer to the sea, which have loads of rust, or you can go for ones in the hotter climate, which have sun damage but no rust. Which obviously this is a better option. So this one needs a paint job, but it is totally standard SR20 manual aero. So this thing is like original everything. These funky little mesh Nissan wheels with the badge that's completely faded out, which is quite funky.
You know, the
Like,
thing is, I describe this car as, it looks like a very honest car.
it is an honest
It
car.
is.
But this is how some man in Japan would have bought this from the dealership. It would have looked like this. And how amazing is that? What is this, a 1993?
This is just his car to go down to the shops in.
This is what, 30 years, in 30 years, no one has modified this really.
No.
In 30 years.
I
Is
find
that
it funny.
spoiler standard?
Yeah, this is spoilered, aero spoilered. Not the prettiest, but it's fine. But even like original badging, you see it on the side here, Josh. Like, this is a K's edition, twin cam turbo intercoolers. All this stuff would always be gone off cars because the people have painted them, put fenders on them, whatever.
You know the thing that I find quite funny? This is technically like, it's a sports saloon. This is kind of like an M3 sort of car.
Cheap M3.
But the thing is, I'd say it's a 2-litre turbo, probably 250 horsepower standard. It doesn't look like it.
No, but everything
They
got,
didn't
everything
style
got
them then.
bulkier and
Yeah.
flashier and bigger wheels as time went on. But what I love about this is like, this car is like the perfect base for a project because nobody has messed with it. Like everything in here is just.
Boot interior.
I haven't even seen one of them in my own cars. I just bought one of those from Paul's Parts. Shout out to Paul Stryker. If you need any Silvia parts, check out Paul's Parts. Just got a full boot interior for one of these. Because neither of my very expensive PS13s even had a boot interior. And this, I've never even seen this before. This carpet
my
on the
God.
top. It's like never exists.
Very exciting installs coming to the channel very soon.
We are just wild people right now. So we have all the wild ones, but to see like all the original plastics, the original lights, no one's messed with the wiring, got the original speakers. This is the original SR20 as they came from the factory. Sore subject around here, SR20.
I wonder how the oil pressure is on this.
Probably absolutely sparkling after 30 years, so yeah. But like this has the original airbox. Like someone's tried to paint one pipe, I think, on it and not done
Didn't
great.
go too well.
Too great. Put a couple of upright ignition leads on it, but it's a proper red top. This would have been like the bee's knees of these when you were buying them. This would have been the top level model.
This still is the bee's knees to a lot of people.
No, as in like when the original Silvia was sold, this would have been the highest model. So the K's edition with the red SR, the manual, that would have been like the best one, the most expensive one to buy. It's really nice. I really like this. And the thing is, it shows that like if you buy something like this car is for sale for €22,000, which sounds like a lot, but to buy an honest one that all I gotta do is paint, maybe some wheels, and a few tidying up bits, and she's like a minter. When you go to this level, nothing is left original on the car at all, bar the windscreen and the dashboard and a few other bits and pieces. But this one is like the other end of the scale, and then this is the middle ground, which I love. So this is like
nice middle ground.
like a lightly modified PS13. So it's got the bucket seat. But that's a very Japanese look. One bucket seat just for the driver, keep the passenger comfortable. It's got a dash mat on there, a couple of gauges put in there, a couple of bits and pieces, nothing too crazy. And then what I like about this one is, alright, so because I've never seen this engine set up before, I had to bring Dan out because I think I'm going to get it wrong, Dan, aren't I? So I think it's on ITBs, but it's not on ITBs, even though they look like ITBs.
So we have a twin carburetor setup, so twin 45s is what is currently on it, the Mikuni carbs. The engine is originally, and the car is originally a CA18DE, so this was
non-turbo.
never a turbo car, but it would have originally ran a multi-point injection system. So this is a manufactured purchased kit, it's not homemade jobs, most of them usually are, so someone out there is actually manufacturing an actual bolt-on manifold to put
For a
twin
CA
carbs
non-turbo.
onto your CA.
Why?
I have no idea.
Like that looks like an
idea.
expensive bit of kit to make probably
No,
not a lot of power.
We are definitely removing a small amount of power, if at all.
What's the benefit of this? The sound?
Is it just sound?
It is absolutely sound, yeah.
So it sounds cool. So it had no power, it has a bit less power now, but it sounds great. I'm on board for that. I think that's quite good. It's cool as hell though. What sort of ponies is she pushing, do you think?
Probably 150 horsepower.
150 horsepower.
Oh.
Tell you what, the van I think is more than that.
I think we'd probably be pushing as well.
Yeah, pushing at 150. But this is really cool. All right, so welcome to a new segment called Craig and Dave Inspect Cars that we don't know anything about and try and figure them out. Probably wrong, but this is such a random car. I just said we'd have to have a walk around this, Craig, now and see. So what we've got here is a Toyota Soarer, a car that I have owned many. You've owned one.
Many a Soarers.
You had a Toyota Soarer as well.
I had one that was your old one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
We've all been down that pit. But this is not a normal Soarer. So let's start at the front and work our way back. So, aftermarket bumper. I don't think I've ever seen this bumper before. I don't even know what this bumper is. Seriously, these look like, I thought they were for this, but they might be homemade.
could be a bit homemade.
Bit of homemade
They
canard
don't look
there.
bad. I like those kind
They're
of.
not bad now. You've made some of those yourself, Josh. There's a bit of work in them.
Lots of work.
Accentuates the scoop. Fiberglass bonnet with a multitude of vents. We have the 1JZ.
Yeah.
What we got? We got a turbo upgrade, I'd say.
We have a Blitz turbo.
Blitz turbo. We got a HKS intake.
With I don't know what manifold.
It's kind of standard than that, really, isn't it?
I overheard that it has cams, it has injectors, and it has a nice few bits done to it, but
Okay, so she's
it's all
got it.
internal.
And she's all done in Japan because the different. When you see these Greddy, all this Greddy stuff, people just don't do this in Ireland. They just get like a Samco or whatever because it's handier to get. So when you start seeing all of the HKS and Greddy stuff, you know it was modified in Japan, because in Japan that's the same price as us getting it here from anywhere in the UK or whatever. So
I'd say so.
I like to put the original bonnet latch modified onto.
You
the,
didn't trust that now, Dave. You
I
put
would-
the proper things on.
Yeah, I would never trust one of them on a fiberglass hood. And even this guy who went to the effort of doing this still said, I better put some bonnet pins on it. So,
double brace.
So it's double. So he didn't trust it either. So it's not just me. Okay.
Ooh, hang on a second. What are you saying? Fanadors or Ganadors? I think they're Ganadors. Look for the straightness. I think they're pretty straight.
I think they're Ganadors. So she's just gone up in my estimation now.
Yeah, I think they're genuine.
I think they're genuine Ganadors. He's gone with the old arch extension. Looks like a homemade arch extension, which is not bad.
Nice
Little
cut
curve
though.
there.
He wrapped it in carbon fibre to make it lighter, just like that.
There it is.
We got some taste. These wheels are quite nice.
They're the ones that people run in the RX-7s, isn't it?
Are these Advans? These are the Model 6 cord cavity technology, which means absolutely nothing, I'd imagine, as usual. It's quite nice though. So just to give you a little background on this car, this was a non-graded auction car. So this, Dan got one picture of the front, one picture of the rear, had to make a bid, had absolutely no idea anything, and it just landed like this. So we're doing what he did and going around the car because he had no idea. Good old sunroof delete here.
Bit of silicone just to
Just to
secure it being
a little bit
dry.
of sealer and another bit of carbon fibre wrap on it. Good old you're off the link.
It's like a
You're off. This is what happens when you take your link ECU out of your car. You're off the link.
it's
You're
like
off it.
Nürburgring.
It's like a Nürburgring. Jeez, that'd be some track, wouldn't it? I think that's some prefecture in Japan, I would imagine.
Got a cage,
Where-
stripped out interior,
where-
a
yeah.
golf club. Same colour of the car. Jeez, it is.
Jeez, it is not.
I wonder is that his bonnet stay?
Oh, that's
Do you know what? It's better than a piece of wood. Standard seats, but yet
20 gauges.
you gotta have the 20 gauges. But they are all Deffies, so they're worth quite a bit. Got the old school rev counter, the CD player that'll just be in Japanese that makes no sense, that I'm not sure what it does, and all stripped out, and it's got a cage, pretty nice cage actually, with door bars. So it's obviously a drift car that was driven on the road, like obviously.
Well, no, I heard this is actually NCT, so this is fully roadworthy.
Well, it's roadworthy here, but I'm saying in Japan I would imagine it was a drift car that someone drove to and from the
Yeah.
track, because they got rid of the sunroof, which is one thing. They got the cage in it.
It's quite the detective here, Dave.
I like this. It's like a puzzle you're trying to figure out. What else we got going on? I got the spoiler, which is again a mix of
Bit sun damaged.
it's Kevlar, but it's not.
Or faded carbon.
No, it's Kevlar. I think it's meant to look like Kevlar. Wouldn't be a massive fan of the rear lights, but it's got like what's this? An aftermarket bumper, but it has it cut.
Yeah.
That's what it was at the auctions. Bit risky.
Bit risky.
It was a risky one.
I just think it'd be terrifying. Buying a car that you know nothing
Like,
about.
you know,
Two
people
pictures.
look at your car and they go like through every little piece of it, and they're like, and then they're like shaking everything, and yeah, 2 pictures from the other side of the world, and here she is. So Craig has asked politely, can he take a rip in the carbed CA PS, because he has a PS and he wants to see what it's like compared to his. So.
Hopefully it doesn't break down like his PS.
All of my PSs. Yeah.
Greg, we're on a little bit of cruise.
Josh always tells me not all pilots fly planes, so you know, you should feel confident.
Craig actually always tells me that. Oh, there we go. Just a
Quick fart before we go.
just a quick bar before we head off. It's warm in here, very warm. You have to put a bit of heat into her. She's
He said when she starts raising, she's warming up.
Is she raising?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's teasing me.
6 bar.
6 bar of oil pressure. I've not even seen 6 bar of oil pressure.
I genuinely do not know what to expect from this, like, at all.
So you said it's tight. How would that compare to your car, Craig?
Pretty very bad.
So we've got the Japanese auction stuff on there. I reckon she's a bit on temperature. She'll be, oh! What's in the hand movement? You know what? It just sounds like a twin cam or something like that.
This is a fun car. Like, you know what I mean? You'd feel bad after, like, going hard on the car. Whereas this car, it feels like you can literally just drive it hard all the time, that's fine.
It seems like it's like a... You got to rev it out. What are you doing with your hands down there?
That's what I just do. I do that. I wobble my hand until I'm about to change gear.
Go on, go change gear.
No, I can't just do it now.
I will capture this. Scan. Got to give the scan, lads. They love the scan. Right, give it a bit. Go on.
I didn't even mean to be doing that.
Shake of it.
See, I don't think the speedo's accurate either, so it makes you feel like
Wait. We are easily doing. I would say right now we're doing 30 miles an hour. And it says it's going 100k. I think we could honestly legally take this off the gauge.
Right, Josh, you ready?
Right, come on. One blip on the way back. Let's get this off the dials. So yeah, 180k apparently. That was a quick 180k.
Can we just definitely confirm that? I know we're genuinely not joking that is not anywhere near 180k. Big straight, Josh, going off the clock!
What? Off the clock!
Really off the clock!
Whew. You know what? That actually makes it way funner. You should make your speeder really, really bad.
Yeah.
And it feels like you're going faster.
To be fair, when we first started driving it, I was like, Jesus Christ, this thing's fast. Like, I was like looking at the speedo and you're doing like 140 kilometers. But in real, I'd say half it. Look at that.
That is the rarest thing in a modified car. The horn works, lads. How much do you reckon you spent putting your SR20 into your car?
The only reason why I put an SR into my car is because it's like, SR, they come with SRs, it's cheap. You cannot do that for cheap anymore. It's a 20 grand conversion now, like, genuinely.
20 grand conversion, you could have left the standard engine in, which was a CA,
Yeah.
put the carbs on, and
I would have had the time of my life.
Change the speedo, and you'd have had the time of your life.
To be fair, since I finished my car 2 months ago, I've had more fun in this going out the road than I have in my car.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. Give me a bit of a blip of the throttles to make sure they're back. Back in one piece, and that was a hell of a lot of fun. Dan, she is fast. What did we get? 180 going back there.
You know, the speedo is not accurate, so
Honestly, took it off the. It's ridiculous.
I remember was it one of the PSs you took up the road and we thought at one point Josh was like, "Are we speeding very fast?" We're like, "No." He goes, "I'm over 200 kilometers an hour."
I was freaking out.
We're like, "I am lifting going up this road." Anyway, this was a nice little video. We had to come down here today. We were dropping off the S14 together. You'll see that in about 2 or 3 weeks. It'll be ready for road. So thank you to Dan for a little excursion today. We got to see some cool import cars. We got to feel like we were at the auctions. We got to drop off the S14. And we got to make a nice little video for you guys. There's gonna be a lot of random stuff coming up in the next couple of episodes. We really want to show you Adam's new car.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to a little quick makeover on that. I've got a new car coming this week, which is definitely not what anyone would expect. And then we got to get all our stuff together for the big move over to the new HQ. So stay tuned, hit subscribe, like, leave a little comment below of which car you like the most, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.